These will help to give you a good night's sleep. If there are any clues, they'll be here in the morning when your nerves are calm and your mind is clear. Take my advice and go home and rest.
I imagined 1,000 demons were after me as I came down those stairs.
Ruth, didn't I tell you to stay in your room?
Yes, but I wanted the doctor to come up and quiet Auntie. You know, it isn't her imagination this time.
Of course, Ruth, I'll come right away. Take my advice, young man. Go home and go to bed.
Good night, Carl.
Good night, Ruth.
Good night, Carl.
Good night, Doctor.
Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Recovering Geek here. Welcome to turn 5 of Eldritch Horror and the struggle, the trials, the tribulations to defeat Niggurath. So, old Shub is currently at a doom level of 11. We have our trusty investigators, and just very quickly go where they are. We've got Dexter Drake here in Istanbul. We've got Diana Stanley in Australia. We have Wendy Adams in the Pyramids, and we have Tony in Arkham. Okay, we currently have 2 gates open, one in San Francisco, one in Istanbul. We have lots and lots of clues and lots of monsters, so we might need to try and defeat a couple of these monsters, get them out of here. So let's begin without too much ado, straight into turn 5. So we're going to go to the action phase. Okay, so welcome to the action phase, and we'll start off with who's going to be the lead investigator. Right, we're going to give the lead investigator to Wendy Adams, because she hasn't got any damage on her. She's and hopefully she should be fine as the lead investigator. So we'll move her. So what she's going to do is she's going to get rid of some of these monsters. She can't go down here because I think this guy is far too strong. So she's going to move to here, and she's going to take, oh no, first of all, sorry, she is going to do a task. She's going to enlist the masses. So it's this. So when you perform a rest action, so she's going to rest, you're going to attempt to gather the people to your cause. So we're going to test our influence, which is 2. 1 second. Sorry, that was Mrs. Recovering, needed something from the room. So, where was I? We are going... What were we doing? Yes, that was it. We were going to enlist the masses. So, we're going to test our influence. She's only got an influence of 2. But 2 successes for the urchin. I like it. So we put an Eldritch token on there. It says we may flip the card, but I think from what we worked out last time, it's better to have some more on there. So she's going to leave it with the 1 on there and not flip it yet. So that's a good start to the turn. Then she's going to move to take on the ghost. Ghost isn't that strong. She's got a high will and sanity, so I think she's going to be alright. Now, her magical item, the Ruby of Relief, says once per round during the action phase, you may spend 1 sanity and perform an additional action. There isn't really any action that she wants to do, so we're not going to use it. Okay, so that is Wendy. So we now go to Diana. So Diana Stanley is going to be the next person. Now Diana is going to stay there and try and pick up that clue. So what she's going to do is the same thing. She's going to rest so she can get her sanity back. She's now at 4. And she's going to... That's right. She's going to... That's a local action. There's nothing else that she can do in her... Nope, all the rest cost actions, so she's then going to do a ritual spell. A ritual spell. She's going to do, try this out, Plumb the Void. So, she's testing law -1. She's at 6, so that's 5 dice. I'm not going to use any of her other items at the moment, in case she needs them. And she gets a success. Yep, so 1 success. So she plumbs the void, and basically the plumbing the void is to move. So test what if you pass, the investigator of your choice may move up to any space. So, oh, actually, she's blessed, but 2 3s and 2 1s doesn't cut it. So we're going to move our friend Tony from Arkham to San Francisco. There he is. He goes through the void gates and ends up in San Francisco. And I didn't even know. Just walked through a door and there he was. I think he'd probably on the phone to Diana. So she has to now flip the card. So let's see. 1 or 2. Your mind leaves your body as the portal opens and you fear you may become lost. Lose 1 sanity. Oh, so she loses a sanity that she's just got back for resting. And flip the card back again. And we will exhaust it because it's been used. Okay. Right. So that is Diana's go. Well done, Diana. So we move on to we move on to Dexter or to Tony. I think we're going to do Dexter because Dexter isn't really going to do very much because he needs to close these gates. I don't like gates opening. Open gates. So we're going to there's 1, 2, 3, 3 monsters with reckonings on them. He could go and kill off one of these. You know, he's got his Sword of Jerome. Mama. What shall I do? What shall I do? In fact, he is going to do some monster clearing. Let's leave Istanbul open at the moment. So he's going to go. He's going to take on. He's going to get a rail ticket. No, he's not. He's going to stay. He's going to rest. He's going to get his sanity and his... so his sanity goes back, it was at 5, it now goes up to 6. And his strength, or his health, was 5. Oh, and it stays at 5. That's fine. So that's his rest action. And what he's going to do is an acquire action. No, he's going to get a focus. Focus. Just so he's got, when he tries to sort this gate out, it will help him out. Okay, so that was Dexter. Tony. So Tony is now in San Francisco, but he was able to move there, but he's still got his actions. And Tony is going to try and get rid, a local action, try and get rid of his agreement. So he drop that dice. So that agreement, what to get rid of. So action. So he's testing his influence -1, so it's just 1 dice, but he's got 2 clues and a focus. Well, he's going to use a focus because that was a 1. And it's the only reroll I can do because he'll need his 2 clues to actually stop it. So, yes, a 6. Excellent. So he's now going to use his 2 clues and get rid of his agreement. Brilliant. So his agreement. If you pass, you may spend 2 clues to discard this card. Yay. So he's got rid of his agreement. So his first action, and for his second action he's going to get his focus back again, and there we go. So that is the end of everybody's turn. So let's take this back out and you can have a look, see where we're going, see what we're doing. So, I'm wondering who is going to take on Nug at some stage, because that's what we're going to do. I have a feeling it's going to be Dexter with his Sword of St. Jerome. That's what he'll probably do once he has hopefully closed this gate. Okay, so we moved into the encounter phase. And Wendy Adams is the lead investigator. So, what to do with Wendy Adams? She is fighting the ghost. So the ghost isn't that strong. Got 2. You have to succeed on the sanity check. If you pass the will test, this monster loses health equal to the test results. Okay. Well, she's got a will of 3, which is not bad. So, 3 dice, and hopefully we're getting a couple of successes. We get 1 success. She's going to use a focus. There's the 1 success. She's going to use a focus to roll another dice. To re-roll a dice. And there she gets the 2 that she needs. No, that is wrong. I'm going to have to redo that. She has a will of 3, but it's a -1 to the sanity. So she should only been rolling 2. So I'm going to have to redo that. Apologies. So, 2 dice. Okay, always have to re-roll. It comes out of the pot if it's a failure. So she's got 1 success and 1 failure. So she's going to use a focus. I'll try and get rid of it. And she'll use a second focus. Oh, that's taken from Tony. What am I doing? She's only got the 1 focus. So she does 1 damage. So she does 1 damage on it, and she takes a sanity hit. Takes a sanity hit, so she's at 6. And the monster takes 1 damage. Oh, that could have done a bit better. So the ghost is at 1. Wow. So she fought that, so now she's going to go into her encounter with the wilderness. So we take it from the stack here. And it is a wilderness. You catch sight of something that has been tracking you and decide to cover your tracks and find a hiding place. Observation. If you fail, you find a monster ambushes you. Oh, I couldn't even say it. An ambush. So, luckily, her observation is 5. So, hopefully she's not going to fail this. Don't really want to fight a monster. So 3, 4, 5. And 2 successes, so she's fine. But unfortunately she doesn't get anything from it. It's only if you fail. We don't get attacked by the monster. So that is the end. Yep, that is the end of Wendy's go. These cards back. So Wendy has done. So we're going to look to Dexter. Dexter is going to try and close this gate again. Come on, Dexter. I think this is the 3rd time, is it? 3rd time lucky. Let's shuffle these up. No, not. Hopefully not Lost Carcosa. What have we got? We have the Dreamlands. We are strictly admonished that in the city of Ulthar, no man may kill a cat. As a result, you see the city is filled with cats. If you know, lore I think will be good. If you know the language, you can communicate with these highly intelligent creatures. So that is a lore test, and he's got a good lore. He's got a 4 of lore. So 4 dice. Yes. Success. Come on. The cats are pleased to chat and share useful secrets, gain 2 clues. With the topic of food is brought up, dozens of cats take an interest. A crowd of hungry felines surround you. Become delayed unless you spend 1 health. If you spend the health, you feed the cats your rations and go hungry yourself. That's what I'll do. He'll take a hit with his injuries, takes a wound, goes down to 4. Can't afford to be delayed. But we also gain 2 clues, which is excellent. And we close the gate. We close the gate. Which is even better, so let's just move the highly ornate dice bowl and get rid of Istanbul's gate. Brilliant. Woohoo! As Cat Weasel would say. Right. Or most northerners will say. Right, here we have the next investigator, and that is either Tony Morgan or Diana. I think we'll do Diana because Tony has got quite a lot to do. So we'll do Diana. She's going to do an investigation, which she's taken from the investigation deck, the encounter deck. This one, which is individual, I think, for each of the creatures, each of the old ancient ones. So where is she? She's in the wilderness. For centuries, no one approached the area around the old Roman temple. Exploring the temple, you find an altar to the Black Goat, gain this clue. However, you are not alone in the temple. A dark young man ambushes you. If you defeat it, there is no longer forsaken. Retreat the doom by 1. Right, so a young dark one. Okay. So, she gains the clue. Now has 3 clues. But she's ambushed by the... and these are quite tough. Very tough, in fact. Get that. -1 for sanity. Then you need 3. And -3 for strength. And you need 3 with 5 toughness. Right, so Diana, however, has got lots of fighting abilities. And she's blessed. So let's see what she can do. But she's only got 3 sanity, so we're going to have to be a bit careful. So, this is a combat encounter, so she can use her trinkets and things like that. So she needs, for the sanity test, it is will -1. She's got a will of 1. That's not a great start. But she's got the gruesome talisman. You may add 1 to the result of 1 die when resolving a will test. And she's blessed. So that's good. And that's it. then she'll probably have to use Wither when she gets into combat. So, 1 dice. She's probably going to lose at least 1 sanity here. She gets a 3, but we'll use our trinket to make it up to a 4, and because she's blessed, that's a success. So she loses 1 sanity, so she goes down to 2. No, sorry, is that a 3? It's a 3, so it goes down to 1 sanity. Oh dear, this is terrible for Diana. I don't think her hoodie's gonna help her out here. So she now fights. Might do a little bit better on the fight part of it, although it is -3. So her strength is 3, but she's going to cast Wither, and that will get a 3. She hasn't got anything else. So, and she's got plenty of focuses and things like that. So what we're going to do is cast Wither. And that's the Wither spell, which we used before. And we get to focus. Come on. When you are resolving a combat encounter, you may test Lore. If you pass, gain +3 during the encounter. So, luckily she's got a great lore. She's got a lore of 6. So she should pass. 3, 4, 5, 6. She's going to use her tome and get an extra dice for 7. She's got her ancient manuscript. She gets a +1 for any lore test. So she gets 3 successes. Because she's blessed, that 4 works, so it's 3 successes. So we flip the card, and it's a 2+. The incantation takes effect with horizontal success. Lose 1 sanity and gain 5. No! She's gone mad. No, she has her reduce the horror of monsters you encounter by 1. Finally remember her passive action. That means that she wouldn't have lost 2 sanity, she would only have lost 1, which means she has 1 left. Because I take that off. Paul. But I get +5 strength. I don't know. We probably should have just taken the killing. She's got 7 wounds. But anyway, 5 strength. So, 5. So she has 5 plus her own 3 is 8. Minus the 3, so that's 5 dice. Oh, 1! She does 1. It takes 2 wounds. Oh dear, that wasn't very good. So she takes 2 wounds and does 1 damage. Well, it doesn't matter about the damage because it's an ambush, so it legs it. But we wanted to just make sure we didn't take any wounds, but we took 2, so we're down to 5. The monsters don't stay on the board. That wasn't great at all, was it? So we're down to 5 wounds. Come on, So sanity, 3. Right, 3, there we go. 5 wounds. Ah no, she can use some of her... Well, she can take the wounds. Let's just take the wounds. Because she could re-roll with her focus and with her clues. But she won't. She'll just take the hits and keep those clues and focus for another time. Okay, so she gets attacked by the dark young little bugger, but she survives it. So that was a terrible wilderness adventure. I don't want to go around there and do that again. But at least she's got the clue. Be careful with the wither when she needs to get her sanity back up to 5. She can't really be using this wither because it takes her sanity. Okay, so that is the end of Diana. Okay, so we're going to do Tony's adventures with the vampire at San Francisco. Okay, so the vampire, you need to pass the sanity test. Otherwise you can't encounter it in the combat phase. So it has a toughness of 3, so unfortunately his handcuffs don't work. So let's get into it. So it's 2 he's got a glamour, so each 6 that you roll during the strength test is worth 2 successes, which will be useful. So 2 dice to get through the sanity, and he passes the sanity, which is great. So into the combat phase. Could have done with that 6 in this combat phase. It's -2, so he's got 1 dice. He can't defeat this monster either. So you got to look at these monsters before you try them out, but never mind. Okay, so Tony, and he rolls a 1. So if you lose health, he loses 2 health. It's not defeated, so the end of that horrendous turn. So this is how you're going to try to learn what to do with this game. Is Tony is not the one to take on that monster. He can't defeat it. Gonna have to get Dexter there with the Sword of St. Jerome. Right. Well, hold on. What can... We could get Dexter to do a binding spell. That monster's damage, reduce the monster's damage to 1 during, so he would, well, is it worth trying to, yeah, it's worth it, so it's worth trying the binding spell. So Dexter is going to do the bind, it's not an action, it's an incantation. It says, when you or another investigator on any space resolves a combat encounter, you may test law. If you pass, reduce that monster's damage to 1. So at least to 1, yeah, so at least he would only take 1 wound. So let's try that. So he's got a law of 4. Has Dexter. 2 successes, which is good, so we flip the card. 2 successes. The target cries out with a chilling screech. That investigator loses 1 sanity unless he gains a madness condition. No, so Tony is going to lose a sanity. he's not going to waste his focus on trying to re-roll that one, so he gets one of his wounds back. I think that's right. I'm sure people will tell me all the many things that I'm doing wrong. I missed my second game, I think, or third, I think, maybe third, I think. Alright. So that is that. So partially successful and partially non-successful, that. There's me thinking Tony can take on the vampire, but he can't. He hasn't got enough strength really with a -2, and he rolls 1 dice, and he needs to do lots of damage. And even his glamour, he needed a 6. We'd have got him 2 successes. That would have been all right, but he couldn't. And his handcuffs are not good enough for the vampire. The vampire just rips them away. So that's the end. That's the end of Tony Morgan's turn, and that's the end of the encounter phase. Join me now for the Mythos phase, which I have a feeling is going to be really bad. We've had some decent ones, I think.
You are strong. Very strong. I am waiting for
Mythos deck. Down here. I always keep thinking you should shuffle these, but I shouldn't because they're all in specific. So it's a blue. So let's see what this one is. It's another damn rumour, it looks like. The street is eerily quiet of the middle of the day. Doors are locked and windows are boarded up. Each closed shop bears a sign indicating that the owner has left and has no plans to return. So we spawned 2, overloaded with clues. They're everywhere. Might run out of clue tokens. So we spawned 2 clues. The first one in 3. Down here, I think just off the camera, I think. Just here. But I can just say it there. Then the second one is in Buenos Aires. Okay. The next is a rumour. Move to Boston. A rumour. An asset cannot be placed in the space of the reserve that contains an Eldritch token. After an investigator performs the acquire assets action, he may spend clues equal to the number of Eldritch tokens to remove this card. Right, okay. So during the reckoning, discard 1 asset from the reserve and place 1 Eldritch token from this card and place that reserve. Right, so excellent. That's quite a good mechanic. It stops us trying to get things from the acquire. It means we have to do acquire actions to get rid of the rumour. But that's fine. That's fine. We'll get... Yeah, that's fine. We'll just get lots... How many do we need to do? So it starts with 4 Eldritch tokens, so we have to do 4. Have to do it 4 times. 4 times. So we've got. So we need to put the rumour. We'll place that near the reserve so we know what's going on. So I need to try and do that quickly. So, well, I suppose that could have been worse. No reckonings again, which is great. But a bit of a mixed turn. I got things a bit wrong there and things didn't quite work out the way I wanted them. But never mind. That is the end of the turn. Yes, the end of turn 5. Very quick update. We've had a mix, as I said, mix. Diana took her clue, but took some hits. Dexter managed to finally speak to some cats and managed to close the gates. Wendy did a bit of damage to the ghost. It's only got 1 health left. But Tony, I sent you into danger without the right tools. So, he couldn't take on that vampire and took a bit of a hit. But there we go. So, that's the end of that turn. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for anybody who subscribed. Until the next time, stay healthy.